Hello and welcome to Paper Tuesdays with Michael Dwyer and Mark Halpin. Michael, who are our guests today?
Today, Mark, we're very relaxed and chilled out, and we're going to shoot the breeze with Phil and Jamie Nolan of Layzee Gold. How are you, lads?
Yourself?
Great. You were just telling us there how you've only done a few gigs, and your last gig was in the courthouse in Tinnahealy, and you're going from the courthouse in Tinnahealy to Academy in Dublin. That's some progression, lads.
Yeah, it's fairly crazy. It's I don't think it would have happened now out of COVID. We kind of got to jump quick. It was kind of because it's like TikTok as well. TikTok, like MCD were impressed by the kind of growth across TikTok.
Right.
Like that was like the PR led, like you had like other bands from Gore that would say PR, and like I think they got wheels, didn't they? They got wheels.
Yeah.
Like
Frisky Gypsies was wheels.
Frisky Gypsies got wheels, and Tuesday at 6. They're not called Tuesday at 6 anymore, are they?
Screaming at the TV.
Screaming at the TV. Yeah. That I think they're playing wheels, and then for supposedly the TikTok, and like even at the time, like I think we had about 3,000 followers on TikTok because we went viral with like a Trump TikTok.
Right.
Like I was.
So what did you do in the TikTok that was different?
The day that the Trump started losing the election, I thought it was funny because like no one was watching our TikToks. I thought it was funny to get a clip of Trump getting off the helicopter looking miserable. Like, so it's a really old video, like,
right,
and put a song we had coming out. It's like a breakup song, and like I uploaded it, done like 5,000 views within an hour, then died, and I thought that was the end of it. And then the next day, like I went from 20,000 views to like it was 800,000, was it?
Totally.
Yeah, it was in around like 800,000. Like it just. People started following, but there was no gain to them. Like.
And the comments were just
and then
Trump
they turned
supporters just.
Then it turned on us because like Chris made a video saying like we're not Trump supporters. We're not Trump. We're not even American. Like it makes no sense. Like,
wow.
Oh, they like
That's
went
incredible.
to town on our Instagram. I was fighting the DMs constantly with women, telling we should be ashamed of ourselves now. Like, went out for about a week, and then just kind of got bored. And like then it kind of died back down, and in around that time, MCD were impressed by it, so then they offered us the Academy too.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
isn't that incredible? How like Chinese TikTok is feeds results in comments on American politics from two lads in rural North Wexford. Like what's going on there? Like, and how does it benefit you? Like, do you using your music to the back of them is gaining traction then, is that?
The biggest mistake we made was if the song had already been out, the song wasn't out. Like I heard that night people Shazammed it 500 times. Shazammed it, what do you call it? Shazam,
yeah.
Shazammed it 500 times like that night. And the song, by the time the song came out, there was still people kind of waiting around. So even like 2 weeks ago, the Layzee Gold got an email to say that we should really start pushing, the president could really do it. Like it could be a big hit because like the song has nothing to do with Donald Trump, like zero to do with Donald Trump, and you still like you get him every now and again, like you get a strange email from some like Trump fan.
You mentioned before we came on air about the abuse you get, and that you haven't decided to go down the route of assassination yet. You're no.
It's TikTok's a strange place. It really is. Like I think it's because like it's easy like say horrible stuff behind the phone to people, like
right,
and like 80% of like what. Like even like a lot of them, and that even him, your man that said that I should be publicly executed. Yeah. I wrote back and said it was like, "This is what you actually do with your time." Like, and he was like, "I'm only messing. You're actually really good." You're like, they all do it.
The way it goes,
they all backtrack the minute you bang say they backtrack on you. No, it's a strange place. Like, and some people are really nice on it, and then like you just have some strange people like. Yeah. That's all they do on it all day.
Well, and what is it that you're doing? Like, is it just a different way to bring your music out?
Like what I was doing on it. Have you ever been on TikTok?
Yeah, but I'm not really. I know I'm not really speaking very au fait about it, but like I'm trying to get like I'm thinking about. Remember a few months ago we were talking about RuPaul and the what's that? Or is
Drag
it
Race?
RuPaul? No, it's not RuPaul. It's definitely not RuPaul. Oh my god! You know your man. I'm gonna take my horse down the old Trout Road.
Lil Nas X.
RuPaul and Lil Nas
X. Sorry, lads. But you remember Robbie you showed the story about, or was it you?
Oh, his sort of anti-marketing campaign.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good. Was it a music video where he was like having sex with the devil or something?
The Ontario video.
Yeah, and then that got massive backlash. So then he released shoes
Yeah,
on the
they
back
were
of that then as well.
the
like.
Satanic
Air
Nikes.
Maxes.
It
Yeah.
wasn't even
Nike
knockoff,
were-
they were actual Nikes.
Yeah, and
there
then
was
Nike
a custom
were gonna
Nikes.
sue
Nikes,
the
they're
company that
suing at the
made
moment
it.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the song exploded because of it. Like it was genius. Jeez, it was really clever marketing what he done.
Was there something else that he just had a simple clip of a lad on a horse and he had that going around?
Oh,
on-
he basically done the same thing that you done with your TikToks. That's how he
Yes.
kind of got Lil Nas X. That how he got that first Old Town Road song
Yeah.
famous. Was he
It
put
was
that on the back
the-
of funny videos?
Yes.
Yeah, and then like they used the what's the name of the PlayStation game GTA Maker?
Red Dead.
They used Red Dead as well. Like the actual video and stuff. They used I think it was like a year. He put a year into like getting friends and stuff to keep using like clips and that. And Old Town Road exploded because of it. Like,
Yeah.
but there definitely is like. Do you ever see Robert Grace or Ryan McRae and them that are big in Ireland at the moment? Do you know
No.
like the song?
Robbie
Robbie nods.
like Fake Fine like was the biggest song in Ireland like last summer, and he blew up because of TikTok. Like TikTok is where he built a massive audience.
He got signed and everything.
Yeah, he signed to Sony, I think now, and Ryan Mack is just as big as him. Like, it's one of his friends. Like that's record labels are signing off TikTok now. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's a big thing at the moment. Like,
Okay. But see, it's all well and good to have social media and all, but there's work behind it. And that's what I find impressive. Like, so Layzee Gold is only going, what, a year or so, but like the songs you have and the depth of the lyrics is just very impressive.
yeah, well, I was doing like under my name from 2016,
Right.
and even down to like with Layzee Gold, it was kind of like, well, it was me like Layzee Gold was just me and Jamie at first. Like,
Mm.
that's why like if you check our Spotify, a lot of it's like EDM, it's trap kind of stuff. Like, and I knew there was something coming up that was going to be released that I asked for them to put it under Layzee Gold's name, because then by the time we released anything, we had, I think when 28 came out, we had 50 or 60,000 monthly listeners. Like, we already had an audience there, like,
Right.
and Spotify like kind of got behind stuff because of that.
Right.
Where like we kind of got like a bit of a head start where like most people don't,
Yeah.
because like I'd already been doing. Do you ever hear like Trap Nation on YouTube?
No. Sorry.
I think I have. Yeah, they do the remixes.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah.
that would be like, and they have a massive playlist on Spotify, a really big playlist. It's kind of like a gym one, and like when you release with them, like I think the last time I released with them, it went into that. I gained like 100,000 monthly listeners, and this song was gained like quick. You gain like 100,000
Right.
streams like a week.
Yeah.
So like when we already had stuff that was kind of like, it would like, cause trap just kind of seems to work that way. That it's really big. The gym side of it's really popular. Like,
Right.
and
It's massive in America, isn't it?
yeah, your man is worth a bomb. Like, he makes some living out of it. Supposedly your man that runs Trap Nation brings in $250,000 a month, I think it is.
We're the wrong
Yeah,
name.
folk. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but like the views he pulls in are ridiculous. Like,
Yeah. It might be a good time to take a song, lads. Do you want to do R.A.P. or
I don't mind. It's the first thing we've ever played in.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This
This was only released on the 12th of June, and have you got a good response from it? Like,
anything that could have went wrong.
yeah.
The ads, like we tried to run ads for it, and like I like the iOS is after making Facebook ads really complicated. You have to actually own a domain now to run Facebook ads or something.
Right.
Or like I made things we couldn't run ads. What else went wrong? There was a load of stuff went wrong where like streams weren't great on it. What happens, like you can't really win on everything. Like we got looking at a lot of stuff last year.
Well,
Yeah. When I was 25, yeah, I almost died. That didn't scare me half enough. But now I just can't get drunk. I have to get fucked up. I hate the person I've become. And still I play these games. Not tonight, I will explain. There's a devil on my shoulder. R.I.P. to the old me. Was he always this lonely? I need to bring him home, please, 'cause now I just don't feel the same. R.I.P. to the old me. R.I.P. to the old me. I Now I can't fake a smile. I done so much I could see pink skies. I miss the days I hated drugs. I really fucked up this time. I don't bright, everything's so quiet. Sorry to the people that I love. Still I play these games, nothing that I will explain. But there's a devil on my shoulder. R.I.P. to the old me. Was he always this lonely? I need to bring him home, please, 'cause now I just don't feel the same. R.I.P. to the old me. R.I.P. to the old me.
I love it, lads.
I
savage.
that one as well as it
I have never played that hung guitar before.
we actually haven't even practiced that song before.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. What do you think
That
of
was
that,
class. It
man?
was very good.
There's
There's a lot of emotion behind it, isn't there?
yeah.
No,
Are these songs kind of written on like your own personal experience?
yeah,
Yeah.
It was, that song came from a bad experience at a music festival.
Oh, right.
Made a bit of a pig of myself. Made some poor choices.
Philly made a boo boo.
Yeah, but well, we've all made boo-boos. But there's a message of hope in that, you know, like, well, you're closing something in the past, like, you know, so like, and but you kind of get that from the music. So there's a lot that's left in the mystery of it. That's what I like about it.
I think like any kind of Layzee Gold stuff for release, it's all been kind of like that. It's all from like something that's kind of happened. Like,
Yeah.
because I think when it's not, you kind of get bored of making the songs. Like when you're kind of like making up like fake kind of like narrows and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But see, this is the thing though. Layzee Gold and your sound, like, it's very well and good to say it's something that happened, but you know, you could just stand up and say I met a girl last night and da da da. You know, it's not like that. You know, there's emotion, there's honesty in it, and then you mix that with good music. That's the challenge, and that's what I think. Like, if you were to describe your sound, what would you describe it as?
I think they call it indie pop. So I think it's like alt pop, indie pop.
Yeah, but you know, like on your bio, you say, "Oh, there's influences of Dermot Kennedy and all this," and like, I don't think any of that does justice to what it is. Does, like, when you listen, is it from the stuff that you're listening to, or do you think it's just your experience as musicians?
Oh, I think it definitely like lyric wise, like Dermot Kennedy. Like I'm a massive Dermot Kennedy fan. Like I think he kind of up the bar like lyric wise. Anyway, like you don't listen to Dermot Kennedy, like he never seems to aim for a number one kind of song. Like he just makes songs he wants to make. Like where like that's definitely what we done. Anyway, like I think on one song we never released it. We were kind of making it for the sake, trying to make something that was catchy. Or like we kind of scrapped it.
Oh, yeah, it was
we
meant to
don't
be
even really like it. Like
a drink.
what's the point?
It was a drink.
No, it was. It was a Paddy's Day
It was
song.
meant to be a Paddy's Day
Yeah,
song.
that was
It's just
the
like
aim.
It did not fit. With the,
No, one was like the time like was done. Like we got, because like we use a producer in India, and like even he didn't seem that arse with it. Like we're all kind of there. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, we're trying to convince ourselves. Like you know, like no one is making us release it. Like so we left it where it was and started making new music. Like
Right. And you're brothers, so like, what do you do most of the writing, Phil?
I do all the writing so
Oh,
far
okay.
anyway. Like but like I said, like I was already writing. Like I was already doing songwriting. Like I think when we started Layzee Gold, you were only playing guitar a year.
yeah,
Jamie like started playing guitar in the last couple of years. Like
I think it's been 3 years. I think 3
Yeah.
or 4.
and Chris is kind of the same. Like Chris was playing the cajon, and then we started Layzee Gold, got a drum kit and stuff. So then like I'd say eventually like Jamie will dip his toes in writing songs or whatever. Like for now, it's just the way it is.
I tried before, and Jesus Christ, either it's really happy and it's really shit, or it's really depressing and really shit. It does not go well.
It's everyone. Everyone is the cliches.
So at the moment you're the poet, and you're like, I don't know, the PRO or the propaganda, or I don't know, you're
propaganda.
you're putting it out there.
The
you
Trump
know?
propaganda.
Yeah. You're the press secretary, you know, putting the guitar chords on the emotion.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't know if exactly is right.
And like, have you been writing the whole time, Phil? Like, is this music's always been your thing?
I done a PLC when I was 21. I think it was like 2014. and I got into I released like it's kind of like acoustic kind of stuff in 2015. A producer heard it, like an EDM producer, like, and kind of got in contact, and I think we made a song, and then after that I was kind of thinking, I could do this for a while, like, so I started top line, I started doing vocals on trap stuff and all, and kind of like built a name doing that, and then just got completely sick of it after 2 or 3 years and started Layzee Gold. Like, I was kind of doing that, and then like I even like then I was getting interest from labels and stuff, but I don't know how anyone does it, and there's no money in it. Like, the pay is tiny in it, and everyone are absolute snakes. Like I got ripped off that many times in the space,
Really?
2 or 3. Like, one lad took a $2,000 advance on a song I heard nothing about. Then I checked, there was the owner of the label was in the songwriting credits. His name was in, like, beside my name, and he done nothing. Like, he just threw his name in so he could claim royalties on it. I was constantly saw him, like, they're all absolute snakes. You can trust no one. Like, that's after that started happening. I would rather just be releasing it ourselves. Like, makes more sense.
Yeah.
No, they're as dodgy. Like,
They're businessmen.
Oh, and like, they're not even businessmen, because they're people that grew a YouTube channel. Like,
Yeah.
all them labels, like, that's all they are. Like, there were these 15, 16-year-olds that were uploading remixes that they weren't making, like, and they have like millions and millions of followers. So then, like, they like fill you with shit and like tell you this is gonna be the biggest thing, like, and then you catch them rotten and they're up to something dodgy. Like, they always are. Like, they take 50% off the top as well. Like, so they take 50% for not doing anything.
How do you counteract that? Like, how do you keep going when that keeps happening?
You just stop releasing with them. Like, there was a load of them. They just kind of like, I scrapped songs and all because of them. Like, you just can't trust them. Like, to give a $2,000 advance to someone else on the song and never even mention it, like, and buried it in a contract that I wouldn't find it.
What's a $2,000 advance now? Like, what, an advance on a song?
Yeah, like the way, like, so I'll never make a cent off that song because that song's in debt of $2,000.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that means, like.
Yeah.
And like, then when I said it to your man, he was like, "Oh, that's normal. Everyone does that." He's like, "No, they don't. I don't think so." No, there's a lot. Like, it just, whatever it is about it, like, everyone, I think it's because there's not a lot of money in it. Like people expect to be a lot more money in like, I don't know how it works, like, with podcasts, but like, a stream is worth nothing. Like,
we don't make a lot of money off
no, there's nothing in it. Like, it's near enough zero.
Yeah.
And like, did you always love music, or what was it that got you writing?
I wanted to. I can remember I got to 5th or 6th year. I wanted to be a sports journalist, and then leaving sort happened, and pints and all that shit happened.
You wanted to be next Joe Rogan. You wanted a podcast.
Yeah,
you didn't want to be a sports journalist at all.
Then
He was Joe Rogan obsessed at the time.
I wanted to go to Limerick for journalism, and then 148 pints on leave, and that kind of cut that out. So guitar was the next thing, and now this is. That made it sound like I have absolutely no interest in music. I love music.
Sorry. Why leave the podcast as solo? Leave you here.
I always wanted to be able to play music, but it took until I think I was 17 when I started playing guitar. So eventually when it started, he started really young. I was playing, I think I started getting guitar lessons at 13, 14. Then got a keyboard and kind of later on. And then I've been like arse around on FL Studio, like it's like production software. Say it was 17, 18. I remember I bought a laptop. It was one of the first things I got on it. Where like that, I think that's the way to go. Like if you can't record yourself, because I done that as well. Like, wasted a load of money in studios. Like, you're going in, you're paying like even when I was doing like the EDM stuff, that was the whole problem. So I was paying for studio time. Like, whereas now, like we have a producer in India, and like that's why like the sound like Siobhan plays as much for Layzee Gold as anyone else, like, and like he's paid for his work, but like everything else, like I record everything.
How did you find him?
We were supposed to make a song together. He's actually like his trap stuff does really well. Like, he's a trap producer.
What's trap? Sorry,
it's like a genre of music. Like,
okay, right.
It's if you're in a gym,
house kind of heavy.
Oh, okay,
stuff.
It was really popular a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and like then I was using someone else that it just didn't really get on. Like, you know, man was only really doing it for like for the money. And like Siobhan is like music, and he's like sound design obsessed. He loves like his cinematic stuff and all that kind of stuff. So like that he was the man to go. Like definitely, like production wise, like he plays a massive part in Layzee Gold. Like
Wow.
he's
It's just incredible, you know. You take technology for granted. Like your Thomas, there isn't a shop in it, and yet you know through the internet you're able to connect with a lad in India. It's incredible. Is there a shop? There isn't a shop in Ballythomas.
no, I think Nolan's sell icebergs
The Gap
and Red Bull and like a handful of stuff, as far as I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
We tried hiring Indians before.
Yeah, it's
for
tough,
the
lad.
podcast.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
it's hard. It's tough going. Like,
I was shocked. He was telling me Nolan to go about like the minimum wage over there, because he was saying like
is the
what we're paying him. He was like, if I could have that once a week over here, I'd be a living like. Where like in Ireland, it wouldn't be now what we're paying him. Like, we're not paying him that much. Like, or it just shows like standard of living's obviously fairly low over there, whatever part he's in. Like,
But that's the way it should be. It's not that. Oh,
that's for the fucking Instagram.
I could walk straight on to Joe Rogan there with that. Yeah, that's how it should be. No, I mean that like you're. It's not that you're. Whatever way I go with this, so it's digging a hole. But whatever way, you're not hiring him based on the money. You're based on the talent, on the merit. Because
and he won't take just anyone. Like I remember the first song we tried to make him, he actually said straight away, he was like, "It's only a strong way, but I'm not wasting my time and I'm not wasting your money." He was like, "It's not good enough." Or like he'll tell you fairly out straight, like
right.
Or it's better. You make better songs with someone like that. Like he'll tell you to your face, like he doesn't like it.
There's honesty. How long do you know him?
I can't. I remember like I was in Connect when I was supposed to make something with him, and I hadn't spoken to him about a year, and then I just messaged him just to see did he do like a lot of producers do like it's like you don't really call it ghost production, but it's like we tell people that he does it, like, and like you have other people like they'll charge him, and then like the person paying them, the whole idea is like they kind of pretend that they done it, like it's called like ghost production, where like you pay them a fairly tasty fee, like.
Again,
and then it's yours.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's supposedly big DJs and all that. Like,
right.
A lot of them are paying lads a bomb to make their songs for them. Like,
right.
Why wouldn't you if you could? Like many people are doing it.
Yeah.
No.
And but like a lot of this seems like overnight. In that, you know, I know you're writing there, so you've been sitting on lyrics for some time. Is that it, or
so like Silence that came out? Silence is older than Layzee Gold. Like Silence was made at the start of 2019.
Okay.
It just got held up. Your man, he changed management or something like that. Something happened anyway that like he was sitting on an album, and like the album is gone and all now. Like I think he told me at the time his father died and he wanted to write like a tribute album to him. That's what Silence is about. Me and him wrote it about his father dying.
Wow.
And then I think it was management or something, and it got complicated.
Yeah.
And then he just sat on it for a year, and then eventually they released it. But like it seems to happen. It's really common. Like if you're not releasing it yourself, you have no say in any of it.
Yeah.
Like I think Caught was the same. Caught like took like a year, 2 years for like the label to kind of want to release it.
Okay. And music wise, do you think? I think you started a bit more electronic, and now you're moving into your own. So, like, I suppose more indie now. Is that right?
I think it's on the Layzee. We released the EP with Nice X. I think that was the first thing.
Yeah.
And like that was like I said, like that was leftover from my stuff. Like that wasn't Layzee Gold. Like I just knew by releasing it under Layzee Gold, it grow the Spotify. Like
yeah, and it has.
Oh, it did. Like I don't know what it is about trap music. Like we had with I think it was Aliens Exist when we released that. That landed in New Music Friday. I landed a couple editorials, like Spotify on ran playlists, like, and still like it doesn't come close to trap stuff, like so, like the amount, like you think with Spotify, like when Spotify are pushing your song, it'd keep going and going, but the like bigger trap playlists just seem to have bigger audiences, like it's a strange one.
Right. What do you make of all this, Mark?
I don't know. How long would writing a song generally take you?
I'd say all like I don't know. Some of them are. I think majority of them like a day, 2 days, and it's more like I'll write the song and then I'll kind of sit and like pick it apart. And like normally I'll hate by the time I'm finished making and I have to stay away from it for a while. Like and that always happens. Now some of them like and then like we released Me, Myself and I last summer, and like that when we were kind of like, because the song is about COVID, like, and there weren't like no restrictions were lifted, and we needed Roisin's vocal, and so we had to use an iPhone recording, or like that took a bit of time, like that got dragged out a little bit. Well, I think most of the stuff gets done fairly quick, and it depends on Chivam as well. Like when he gets it, sometimes he's quick, sometimes he takes his time, like 'cause he really wants to get it perfect. A lot of it depends on him as well, because there's a lot of work in it. Like and like especially because like he releases his own stuff as well. So if he's working on something, like I'm not gonna even get a reply for a little while. He nearly turns off his phone.
And like, have you done many live performances then pre-COVID? Would that have been your thing, like, or would it be mostly just
Even in general, even before like we done Katie Dailies before the mistakes. We done the courthouse for like a live thing for YouTube, and
there was zero crowd for that or anything, just a recording. Like.
And like the cafe, we played a cafe for release party, and the weirdest one of them all was when we started like Layzee Gold in 2019. We were gonna like we were actually looking for gigs, like, and we hadn't really like the amount of listeners on there, but it was all EDM, so no one wants to touch you, like it doesn't. Irish bar wants 2 gobshites in the corner with DJ decks like blaring, like they don't want that. And we were joking one day and said like we'll hold out and we'll try to get like eventually we'll get the Academy, because picture this is first gig with the Academy too. We were joking about this like before they released anything, and it's gonna be our first headline show, like
Wow,
Academy
that's
too,
crazy.
like.
Manifesting.
Yeah. Have you any like big plans then after that, or are you just kind of taking it as it comes?
I think we don't really know. The biggest thing at the moment is trying to sell tickets, because COVID has made that really complicated. Like,
Yeah.
like no one is really, and like even friends and stuff. They're like, the way people kind of looking at it is, I'm not buying a ticket in case it doesn't happen. Or everyone's kind of sitting and waiting.
And they're pretty cheap though, aren't they?
I think it's 12 in
15.
around 12.
Yeah, on the 16th of October.
Yeah.
Yeah. So buy your tickets.
Sam's going to play a couple of songs before us as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's silly.
Oh, definitely buy your tickets.
They asked us not to say anything, but I'm guessing MCD aren't going to be watching the podcast.
No.
So safe enough. I'm actually looking for. I've kind of like the. Did you ever go into the Monday night sessions at Katie Dailies?
No.
Where they used to play music in there. It's the only place I've never actually. I seen Sam in Touchwood, but I never seen Sam playing on his own. And like our older brother is a massive Sam Alley fan. He knows him. Like he done his artwork for the last song and stuff. And like I even said to him, I was like, if you're gonna come up and see us play, I might as well have Sam as well. Like, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Sam.
That's class. Sam would go well, I'd say, with your music. A similar type of vibe.
He is. The only thing is his voice, like before us. If it's wanting to light a fire under your arse, like to fucking give it your all. Jeez, his voice is like, even his live streams.
The fucking Instagram lives.
Yeah, his voice is crazy. Like, he doesn't even have a bad day anyway. He's always on form. I was even like, we were kind of thinking of doing until I watched his. And he has a spaceship and all behind him. Like, they're there, like, we can't live up to that.
That's from, what's the name?
Transmission. We danced under that, plenty of electric picnics.
Yeah. It's a weird place, that electric picnic.
Yeah.
That part of it. There's some weird people that go to that part.
Wait, what part is that?
Do you know,
Transmission. There's like a spaceship and it's just techno music for about 24 hours. It's weird.
it's definitely where the people go after taking acid. From what I've seen,
lots of drugs.
Jesus Christ. Remember the one that she asked us, there was a big like wooden, I think it was like a moon. It was the moon, wasn't it?
It was right
and she
beside it.
kept coming over. She was there. Is that the real moon? There, I don't know. I'm just like moved away from her. There, let's go somewhere else. You've me some strange. Was it not that your one was going around? Remember Paul gave her the pizza? She went over and had like a dog crouched down. Like
That was, what was that called? It's called Salty Dog.
Oh, Salty Dogs.
It's a massive like bow, and you play on the bow. And it's just, there's that many weird people. This one like was hiding behind something.
Yeah, she's hiding behind a tree watching Paul. Our older brother was with us, like eating a pizza. And he didn't like the pizza, so he said, I wonder if she wanted it. And I started feeling bad. And he gave it to her. She kind of looked at him, went down and crouched back down, and I was shoveling it in. Like,
down with his hand and just like hid again and started eating it.
Whatever she took. Jeez, I hope she was okay anyway.
I don't think she was.
I wonder was she at the concert did you see the yoke? It's all over the social media about there was this graphic at a pilot event last night. It says, tell everyone on social media that you're having a good time or something.
No, I didn't see that, no.
It got a lot of stick.
Did it?
That it was.
It wasn't in jest. They were actually telling people to. Like,
Yeah,
pretend
they were
have a
saying,
good
you know,
time.
yeah.
That pilot, that was strange. The videos and all that did not look enjoyable. Like
Right.
like
I
that.
know the barriers.
That from the clips I seen, it was benches and all in them. There was people sitting nearly at the like it was it. It looked very like.
Oh, I did. I seen this is the fuck Gavin James and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and they're in like fucking pig pens.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I don't understand like how England like they just had downloads, the download pilot, and like Ireland are still doing the restricted squares. Like, and England's cases are
What's
like,
a download pilot?
that like the festival download went ahead.
Oh, right.
They
Okay.
done about 2
okay,
weeks ago,
okay,
no
right.
restrictions. Like
Right.
you were
okay.
tested on the way, and I think you were tested after.
What has anyone seen any results of that? Is that
I don't think they're out yet. And to the Gavin James one, like that, if that's a pilot, like I'm guessing that's for Electric Picnic. That's the thinking of that. Like, but sure, if everyone is separated, like I don't see how that does anything. Whether cases come back or not, they're not.
Electric Picnic like that?
But there's no point in doing it like that.
How are you gonna go camping and have tents in on top of each other and then have a barrier at stage?
The tent side of it, I have no problem with. Jeez, if the desert, like the campsites are the worst part of any festival. These they are a nightmare.
Them strings off tents. The amount of times you go running with your head down because you've cut your toes in one.
No, the first Electric Picnic we went to, we kept walking into this lad that was he seemed nice enough the first like 2 nights. The last night of it, he spent the whole last night going around in his boxers with a knife and a fire extinguisher, slitting tents and spraying people.
Oh.
And then like every like because he was in my tent, and every like 2 hours.
That's how fucking scary it was.
Oh, it was terrifying.
I genuinely feared for my life
because he was like he was whatever he took, like he was away with the fairies, like. And you could hear he kept coming to our tent, and we'd met a lot of his friends. They would like to see him. Like, I'm not going to say where I think they were from, but they seemed to keep stopping him. They were like, no, they're grand. Don't worry about them. One of them kept saying, "Do it with the couples. It's funnier to do it with the couples." And then you hear you'd hear the guards and security chase them. You'd hear a lot of them all stand up to be like, "Are they going to get him?" And then like 10 minutes later, he comes back again. They kept catching him. Like, kept letting him go. All night it went on. Like.
I think they took the extinguisher off him and put it into one of the carts.
No, he stole it off the card. That's how he stole the fire extinguisher off a security card.
And then he went and hid in Portaloos until they fucked off, and then went back at it again.
Because every time like we were there, we'd go to sleep. Thank God he's gone. You hear him shouting, come back up again.
Oh, I did not sleep for that whole night.
My gosh, that's mad. When you're writing, what's it like, or what? I know it's a bit of a topic change, but like I just love your lyrics. They're very deep, very very deep.
What do you mean? Is it music kind of first or lyrics first? What do you mean?
Yeah, well, like what if does an event happen and you're like, right, there's a song there, or do you like, oh, I have to write a song? I'll look back into my memories and I'll find one.
It's kind of different. Like Aliens Exist was. I remember like I kind of got like it was a cool title is what I thought, so right. I built the whole song like around the title.
Do you want to play that? I know, sure, it might be a good time to play Aliens Exist.
Let's hope I remember the words. Crowded room, still feel alone. Really wish I'd stayed at home. Panic stations, I feel sick. Thought this could have been outgrown. Now I'm sat here on my phone. Heart is racing, nervous fingertips. Maybe I'll have another drink or two. Why can't I be somebody just like you? Reality hit like a fist. It's a desert and I'm a fish. Life can be a bitch. Not ordinary, I can't be faced. And in your puzzle, I don't fit. Don't know my name, I predict. And if I leave, I won't be missed. Turns out aliens exist. Turns out aliens exist. Feel it in the undertone. Think my cover has been blown. I'm not staying, I can take a hit. Feel it deep down in my bone. What I'd do to be your clone. This place. Oh, keep going. Maybe I'll have another drink or two. Why can't I be somebody just like you? Reality hit like a fist. It's a desert and I'm a fish. Life can be a bitch. Not ordinary, I can't be fixed. And in your puzzle, I don't fit. Don't know my name, I predict. And if I leave, I won't be missed. Turns out aliens exist. Turns out aliens exist.
Beautiful.
Is it hard to put yourself out there like that, you know, to express your emotions through songs, you know,
I
because
think it's really easier to do it that way.
do you think so?
Yeah, like there's like even like that song's about you were actually with me that night. I was out drinking, I got a really bad panic attack.
Mm.
Where like it was kind of a case of looking around the pub like, this is bullshit. Why doesn't this happen to anybody else? Like that's where the whole song came from. Like that was kind of the idea behind the song.
Yeah.
Where like I just hadn't really heard anyone else say it in a song. Like
Yeah.
so that was kind of the thinking. I just thought like the kind of like the alienation of having a panic attack like was like there's not a thing in the room when it's happening. Anyone can really do feel like I remember like the first thing like Jamie gets panic attacks as well, where he was there. Are you okay? Or like all you want to do is go out and get away from everyone. Like
That it nearly makes you worse when people do that. You kind of just want people to fuck off for a while, leave you alone.
And what is a panic attack like? What are the symptoms of it, or what happens?
Your heart goes 90 and you just like you can't really like people talk to you, but you can't really.
Yeah, because I don't know when I get them. Concentration's gone.
Yeah.
Like even taste goes. Like I don't know. There was a song on pub and I had like I don't know whether it was the sound system that played the lighting or what it was, but every time I went in, at that time it was like the only way it's gonna stop is if I keep going. And I went in and had one anyway. You're sitting eating food and you can't even taste the food. Like it definitely is like and it seems to be different for everyone. Everyone like some people it makes them really sick. Like it seems to be completely different for everyone.
Just there's certain things that trigger for certain people. Like me, it's like a really crowded, like noisy place. Like if I'm drinking, I'm grand, but if I'm completely sober and that's happening, it's just straight away, your heart starts going. You can't really breathe. You start getting pains in your chest. And
it's overwhelm. It's just everything is sensory.
It's just all just hits you.
Exactly what it is. Like it's like everything kind of peaks. Like
what's the way out? Or like you just have to ride the wave.
Like, it seems to be like I think some people like rescue remedy. It seems to work for some people.
Yeah.
I've never tried anyone that I don't know. I got lucky that it just kind of went away again. Like the odd time I kind of go on.
Yeah.
And like when mine as well, it was kind of after like music festivals where you go and you make a piggy yourself. Like drinking a slab of cans in a day is going to catch up with you eventually. Like like mine seemed to kind of go where like to other people it doesn't really work that way.
There's meant to be little hacks and all. Like if you do that, apparently it kind of takes your concentration off things and it just helps you calm down. But
to be able to put words on it though, and to say like desert and a fish, or it's a desert and I'm a fish, or like to put that contrast and that imagery, it takes a certain skill.
And that was a nightmare. That took like a week to find like the rhyme scheme to get like there's not many words rhyme with like fish and fist. Like that was a right pain in the arse to finish that song. It took a bit of time anyway. Like,
and you mentioned before that you had the title and then you wanted to bring the lyrics to throw into that. Is that it? Yeah.
I done that way in season finale was the same way. I just thought it'd be interesting, like to have like a couple breaking up like the end of a TV show, where like I just thought it was interesting. I kind of wrote the song backwards. I based like everything was based around the title, like. Where like that they were the only two songs. I think R.I.P. I can done the same. Where like kind of like I already had like a rough idea what it was.
Yeah.
Whereas like some other songs you might like like I think it was Kid that was like 2 lines that I just was sitting playing guitar one day and was kind of like singing in my head. It just seemed to fit. It just worked well. Like that song was done like in an hour, 2 hours. I'd say that's one of the fast songs I've ever wrote. And then like some of the ones that just take ages. The biggest nightmare is the ones that it definitely seems like I'm grand with verses, but choruses they're normally to catch you apart of a song. That if you hit wrong on that, like it seems to just get dragged out forever. Like it just keeps going on and on. Or like then me and Siobhan are kind of going back and back. We're trying to like fix it and make it a bit better in some way. That normally drags out like a handful of songs, and sometimes you just get lucky with them.
Yeah. What's your relationship like as brothers now that you're, jamming together? So
Hate each other. Absolutely hate each other.
I definitely think it kind of makes it easier.
Yeah,
because
you can call someone under shit. Like if you didn't really know someone, you couldn't. Like with Instagram and all that, like it's usually like back ages ago it was literally being a band and you were a band. Now you have to TikTok, Instagram, everything has to be run smoothly. Or like you have to divide it all up between 3 people and we all know each other well enough to be able to, you were slacking on this, you were slacking on that. Like,
right.
So it's easy when you're brothers and Chris, we know ages.
Yeah.
You just kind of tell someone like that if someone's acting the bollocks, they're told like.
Yeah.
And even with Chris, he definitely not even he gets away with more, but I have rang Jamie plenty of times, where it's just like even like won't be hello, he was on his phone like what the fuck were you doing?
I get screamed down the phone.
No, I think the worst part I definitely like self-appoint myself was kind of in charge, and like then sometimes you're kind of like. You feel like you're being a bit of a dickhead, like, and you're in someone's ear constantly. And like, I think that's the harder part of it. But in fairness, he would have. I didn't even ask. So we had a curse on this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
I feel sorry someone's going to have to go and beat me for 15 minutes. No, but like Jamie would tell me to fuck off real quick if I'm losing around myself.
I can remember a time I think I had a vomiting bug. I got one of the phone calls to just fuck off. And waited a day and then we were both there. Yeah, I was fairly sick yesterday, sorry.
You nearly have mom where she's like, what is going on now? And it's even like, you'd even say to her, like, be gone by tomorrow, he'd be talking to me again. Like.
Yeah. And is music so focused, or do you have to balance other things with it? Or
what do you mean?
Like, have you jobs, or are you?
I'm unemployed at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you're on Brook Lodge.
Yeah, I'm a kitchen porter, but it's been with COVID 5 months. Do you know Brook Lodge?
Yeah.
It's been closed for. It's back open now, but I'm only kind of getting called back now, so it's just been 6 months of lovely COVID payment. It's been beautiful.
Make it all.
Yeah, exactly. Make it all.
Yeah, Chris is the PT.
Yeah.
He's down in Cork.
Nice.
Chris has like the real end of the stick, like trying to get home.
Yeah.
Because he's too big for buses, so he gets the train. But to get the train to here from Cork, it takes him like 6 hours.
Is he the same height as you?
He's I'd say 6'3", 6'2",
6'2" or 6'3", I'd say.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't need a stage. You just stand up in front of her.
No, he like with him all day is gone just to come back.
Yeah.
And,
6 hours. Yeah.
And like even like he came home a couple of weeks ago just to do photos. And I was just standing around for 2 hours, like taking pictures. That's all it was. Like, and I'd say it's pricey too. Like it's definitely the downfall of having one person down in Cork. Like,
Do you get many comments on your tattoos on your hands?
yeah.
Yeah, like has it stopped with job? Have you applied for jobs and they've told you like?
No, I actually not that way always, but like it's just more people in general. Like
people looking at them.
Jesus, people have the weirdest like they nearly talk about like their dare hands. Like
yeah.
It's so strange.
Well, if you cover one of your hands, it just says kill on it.
Yeah.
You look.
I'm going to pick up my kid. Like
If you lost a hand, you'd be fucked. If you lost that one,
Exactly.
Sure. Get married and like a ring going on my kill hand. I never even thought about the time. Like,
yeah.
So I was trying to figure out some of the letters, and while Ian was tattooing me, I said I was like, geez, I never even thought like one hand just says kill.
Ian and Homeward Bound, does it?
Ian's on all my stuff.
Yeah.
And he he kept laughing and just kept tattooing. Like, didn't put him off, and yeah.
No, sausages has 8 letters as well.
So as well as dynamite. Dynamite was a big one for years.
Someone had Brad Pitt on it.
That's good. I've had that though. I was on a Dublin bus once. I have sleeves and I was standing on a bus. I don't know, were you with me?
Don't think so. No.
Someone was with me, and there was an old couple sitting down sort of about the distance you are from us now, and they were talking. A lady was talking to her husband, but she was obviously saying it so I could hear it. She's like, look what that young lad's done to his arms now. That's fucking disgusting. He's going to have them for life.
Some people, like, even when I think it was my uncle's, when I went home after getting it done, because like mom likes tattoos, but like she doesn't like wear, like, she doesn't like the size, and like doesn't like the placement of mine anyway. And when I came in, she said, look what you have doing with your lovely fingers. I said, I wasn't planning on being a hand model. Like, it's got to be okay.
The dream is dead. And one mind you, I'd say that one hurt.
It's probably the elbow there is probably the worst.
The inside of the elbow.
Yeah, that's, and everyone else thinks it's the outside. The outside is uncomfortable to get. The inside, where the skin meets there, is nasty.
Yeah.
As a heart, that one, it kind of like drills your jaw. Like, it's a weird sensation on your jaw. And then you had like John. I think it was John who was working there at the time. Was trying to talk to me when he was doing it. I was just staring at him. I was like, I can't talk to you. Like,
yeah,
he is tattooed on the side of my head. No, I definitely am very fond of my tattoos.
Have you plans for more?
Yeah, I want to get side of my head. I want to get a rose there.
Do you? Onto the face or just up here?
No, under hairline. No, I have kids, so we'll hold have a face tattoo, so there's a lot more money. No, because even like at Tyler School, where you want to pick up the kids, they look at you like you're a serial killer. Like,
yeah,
like even the kids do. Like I was walking down to like pick them up one day, and there was two small kids pass. One whispered to the other one, he was like, that's Tyler's dad. They're almost there. I know, looking at the ground. Just stare at the ground, wouldn't even look up at me when they pass me. Like,
yeah, but you know yourself, when you're about 5 or 6 and you see someone heavily tattooed,
oh,
you're thinking that lad's fucking dangerous.
Everyone. I remember we were getting a train somewhere one day, and some lad got, and like, I thought he looked fairly sketchy, like, and I said to him, I was like, Jesus, he does not look like a nice person. Like, he was there, and what do you think he's looking at you thinking? Like, it's like, you're judging because he has a fucking sleeve on his arm. Like, you have your knuckles done.
Fascinating. That's class.
You could get kombucha on your knuckles.
Booch.
The knuckle ones are fucking nasty. They are
really.
Your fingers are really sore.
Mm.
What's
That's
the hand
drilled
like?
in. Hands aren't bad. I didn't think the hand was bad anyway.
I want to get my hands done, but I go through phase of like, I'll do it and then I won't do it. I kind of have a tattoo on my hand, but it's like I get away with it. But yeah, every few months I go in and out. Will I do it? Will I not do it?
Because I remember, like, was everyone was kind of the opposite. Like, I remember everyone used to always say to me that they wanted 3/4 sleeves so they could hide the tattoos. Or like, absolutely killed me putting on hoodies because I wanted everyone to see me tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, I was there, like, oh, get my hands done. Then there's no fucking getting rid of them. Like,
yeah, and people say, I want to get something that I can hide easily. It's like, well, why the fuck would you get it then? Like,
I have had this argument with that many people because they say, I got this tattoo for me. There, no, you didn't, because it wouldn't be on the top of your fucking arm if you got it for you. Like, you got it because you wanted everyone to see it. Like,
yeah,
like that is, people are strange.
or something meaningful. Like, I don't know, do all your tattoos mean something meaningful? Mine don't.
No, I'm not. I have a sleeve of religious tattoos, and I am in no way religious. Like,
yeah,
Jay's being 19.
yeah.
All I'm short of is Jesus. Like, I have Mary. I have like, I have a dove. I have everything. And, like,
You have Saint Christopher on your arm.
yeah, I'm saying Christopher up the top of my arm. I thought it looked cool.
Allah and Buddha on your back.
Exactly. Because everything has a different religion.
Yeah, I'd say I have a big cross on my ribs and sure I don't go to mass or anything like that anymore.
I am in no way religious. Like, it makes no sense. Like, I think Mom likes it.
Yeah.
Because like they're old school. They're still religious now. Where like I remember even Ian. He asked me what he was doing. One of them.
Mm.
He was like, I'm guessing you're fairly religious because he actually done one of them on Good Friday. He done one of the tattoos on Good Friday. And I was like, no, I'm not religious anyway. Like,
Go in with fucking ashes on your forehead, ready to get a lovely religious tattoo.
so he wanted to put a devil on the other arm. I was there. No, that's too extreme. Like,
Does anyone get devils on their arm?
They do, yeah.
Really?
I have a devil on my arm.
Do you, Mark?
I can't take this off.
Get over there now to that chair.
It's like
Get away from me.
it's one of the Hanya mask, the Japanese devil masks. It wards off evil spirits.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it doesn't invite them.
So, right. Okay.
I was looking up tattoos. There's a spot in Enniscorthy, and one of the newest tattoos on it. This lad obviously has had a very hard life. He has Grim Reaper here with Jesus Christ as suicide in under it. How would someone even think to put that on their body?
It's not.
Like,
Who told him it was a good idea? No one gets tattoo out showing someone. Like, you show it to someone before you get it.
judging by his tattoo, I don't think he has anyone to tell him.
Maybe that was the
I think
problem.
he's had a very hard life.
Jeez, you really want to have, like, even to go in and pay someone to put that on you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, you're brilliant. We've articles and we've Flash Flood. We'll take a bit of Flood, will we?
Yeah, we'll go with Flash Flood.
Yeah.
So, Flood is a contributor of ours. He sort of sends in a voice note every week. We sort of gives his thoughts.
Here he is with 1 minute.
Dad, do you know something? I was working in a hotel there this week, and I seen. I'm not going to say what county the person was from, but it's north of Wicklow, south of Louth. Used to be. But not the first time I've seen it. People are so rude to chaps who are out serving food. Unbelievable. This lad comes from wherever he's from. Think he's Bertie Big Bollocks giving out to a young lad because he forgot to side order a fucking chips or something. Like, when you go away,
Come on.
just remember, these people have been out of work for a long time as well. A lot of them are only chaps. Give them a fucking break. Like. Give the fucking chaps a break. No need to be rude. No, people have no manners, no respect. They want instant gratification. And it's just wrong. Wrong.
Oh, that's... Wow.
I think that's the best one yet. I love that. He's dead right. He's dead right.
Yeah.
Go for that.
Yeah. I was reading about a lad who was a CEO of a company, and he'd bring people on an interview. He'd bring them out to a restaurant, and he'd have the staff purposely mess up their order or do something wrong, and he'd judge how they reacted, and that would be like his big tell of if he's going to hire them or not.
It's actually a good way to do it. Smart.
It's a very good idea, yeah. Would you agree with Flash Flood?
I think Flash Flood needs a bit of a break himself.
Someone to talk to.
He needs to go away somewhere for a while. Get a bit of a break. He sounds very worked up.
You have some great takes in the word. You sit there quietly and you take it all in and you think, oh yeah, no, Phil is grand. No, Phil's this, isn't it? Oh, sorry, Jamie. Sorry, lads. Sorry, Jamie.
Grand.
But yeah, that's just your personality. It's
It's not his name, but it's his personality. We'll take an article, will we?
Yes, we will. Yeah. You found some terrific articles this week.
The real news.
The
I
real
want to
news.
talk about fucking Delta variants and all this shit. Who
Yeah.
cares about that? Like, it's the real stuff.
I found it brilliant. The one about the Florida man who pulled the gun at the Starbucks over cream cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They messed up his order, wasn't it? And he pulled out a gun.
Yeah, pulled out a gun, but the employee that he pulled it out, it just happened to be the daughter of the police chief. So I'd say he got compassionate police service. So an angry Florida man pulled a gun on the drive-through worker because at the Starbucks drive-through, I didn't know there was a Starbucks drive-through because the waitress asked if he had paid for the cream cheese, but he just got enraged and pulled out a gun, and so he was arrested. And she felt in fear for her life. It was upsetting to me to know that someone would go to that extreme, not having cream cheese on his bagel. So
Ties in nicely with Flood's
yeah, it does.
argument.
It does.
Also, I'm picking your battles. I don't know, do either you know Joe Schilling, an MMA fighter?
Yeah.
Do you see what happened with him last week?
Knocked your man out. In the
Yeah,
pub.
Joe Schilling is like the world kickboxing championship champion 50 times over. He's like the best fucking striker in the world, basically. And he was drinking in a bar or something. He went out for a fag and he came back in, and this fella was in like his work clothes or whatever. He was drunk, dancing around, abusing the staff. And Joe Schilling sort of walked past him, but your man leaned in and bumped into him. And your man Schilling just sort of like tapped him and said sorry about that. And then your man, he was walking away and he goes, hey, and it literally says in the ring or parking lot, I'm ready to go, on the back of his t-shirt. And this guy starts on the greatest striker of all time, just some fellow who like works in an office, and he knocked him clean out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd say he'll get quite a heavy charge for that. Someone that's that good of a kickboxer.
Yeah.
So
to a
deadly weapon,
normal
isn't it?
person. I don't know.
I'd say it all depends who actually started it though.
Well,
Yeah.
it didn't really rile him up that much. It was literally he said something. and
Yeah,
he just-
there was very little in it, like in the video.
It wasn't like he didn't really get pushed or anything.
No,
you could tell
no.
he really wanted to do
Yeah,
it.
he said on his stories then that like he was sharing these videos, your man Josh, of him knocking your man out all day, and then he was like, "I was in fear of my life" or something. He obviously wasn't. You're the world kickboxing champion.
He hangs
Fella says
around
hey
with
to you in the
the
bar, like.
hangs around with the Diaz brothers, and
Who's he
they're-
with? He's not UFC, is he?
oh, he's a kickboxer.
He was in
Mm.
UFC as well, I think, or Bellator. I think Joe Schilling fought in MMA.
Yeah, I can remember he's in Glory, the
Yeah.
massive kickboxing thing. That's the last thing I seen him in.
Yeah.
Another article there: ice poo bombs. Residents shocked with frozen poo plunging from passing airplane. This was in Waterlooville. What the irony of it all?
Can't write this stuff.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so Lisa Boyd and Louise Brown rushed outside to see a half-metre size frozen lump on their pavement, nearly 2 feet from a car. And so they heard it whooshing down, and there was like a thud when it hit the ground. That's where they thought it was gravel, but it was ice hitting the window. And they were just thankful no one was walking past, and nobody got hit by it because it could have killed someone. So there you are. We've a lot to be grateful for. Ice pool bombs this morning. I didn't know that's what they did with them. Did you?
They just threw him out the back. I didn't know that either.
And why was it iced?
Because probably the cold, I suppose,
Oh.
up that high, you know.
Interesting.
Imagine getting killed by shite. Jesus Christ.
And what a way to go.
Oh yeah. Did you see the sad story from America? Actually, a bit similar. I'm just going to verify the veracity of this story.
Do you know Marvin Gaye was killed by his father? He was shot dead the day before his birthday. His father shot him.
Yeah, and he got away with it.
He got away with it.
Massive Marvin Gaye fan.
Yeah.
He had Parkinson's, and he got him off.
No
The
way.
father in the end got away because of either dementia or Parkinson's was either one. He was jealous of him, so he killed him.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
What
really
age was
jealous
he?
of him.
What age was Marvin Gaye when he died?
41
Yeah,
he
he
died, I
wasn't
think.
that
No way.
old, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Another sad story. Chef dies after falling into boiling vat of soup in freak accident. What an awful way to go. It's just when you said about the poo falling, I thought, well, that's an awful way as well. So.
Some people find a fly in their soup, some find the chef.
But did you talk about before the Chinese worker who put a load of money into stocks, lost it all, and he's working in like a metal production factory and just jumped into one of the furnaces?
Oh
Holy
my gosh.
shit.
Fucking money, strange.
Yeah.
Another, there was a comedian, I can't remember his fucking name now, he was an American comedian, and part of his stand-up act was he used to make fun of how bad his daughter's driving was and teaching her how to drive. He died in a car crash, his daughter was
no.
driving, his daughter lived. She was
Oh no.
Took a dark fucking turn, lads.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Probably me.
I don't-
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually, that's
He's
why I
normally
got
mad.
buzzkill on me. I have a really bad habit doing that. Walk into a room, everyone's laughing.
Jesus
And I'll always be there, just, did you hear what happened yesterday? And tell them some like, horrible story about people dying, everyone's there. You just fucking
Sure, it
sucked the
always
fun out of the room.
starts off really tame. Yeah, he died.
He died.
Oh, it's
And then explain how he died, what age he
I was
was.
the same. I love like the true crime, like close encounters kind of stuff. Where like I actually seen today. Do you know Frank Snatch from My Way?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's banned from karaoke in the Philippines. Guess why?
Why?
Because people kill people after they do karaoke with. It was a massive problem there in the 2000s.
What?
Like, people were getting up and singing My Way,
Yeah.
and within 10 minutes they were being found dead. People were stabbing them. So now in the Philippines, it's not on the machines anymore. They took it off.
People were stabbing them because of
Yeah, people are
singing.
being killed because they call
didn't
it,
like
over
it.
there. They're convinced in the Philippines My Way is cursed. They're like, people are dying because of My Way. How weird is that? Like?
Obviously,
What a
it's
strange
self-
one.
fulfilling prophecy.
Oh.
Look, it keeps happening.
Oh, there's like a crazy amount of people, right? And then like I think some people put it down to because I think in the Philippines they're big drinkers. I think it's more people are getting irritated by people singing badly. That it's a really popular song and it starts bar fights to end in people getting stabbed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I
it's
don't think the song is
fucking
cursed.
Frank Sinatra song.
What sort of lunatic would you want to be stabbing people over like a bad Frank Sinatra cover though? Like, he's fairly strange.
And then, Mark, your first article was, a Wyoming man calls to ask why he wasn't arrested, and then he was arrested. So he asked the sheriff's dispatcher why he hadn't been arrested soon after, but then he found himself in handcuffs. He was 62, and he called the county sheriff's office. He asked why he hadn't been arrested after deputies raided his house the previous day. Asked why he should be arrested, the man said meth use. The man also told the dispatcher 10 young men were following him. Nobody had raided the man's house or was planning to arrest him. After the call, a deputy spotted the man driving and followed when he pulled off. He had too much time with that. The man allegedly told the deputy he had used methamphetamine. Indeed, a day and a half before, and he was still high. He did poorly on a sobriety test, I imagine, and was arrested for driving under the influence of a controlled substance. So fair play to him.
That backs up a theory. Do you know Dr. Drew? Do you know Dr. Drew? He done the celebrity rehab. Ash, you know. Anyway, I listened to a podcast he's on, and he was saying that crack cocaine users run away from police. They think the police are after them, they avoid them at all costs. Meth users go to the police. They search out the police, people who smoke meth.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you are interested in that topic, there's a guy you can look up called Fed Smoker on YouTube. He's dead now, R.I.P. But he
get the song underneath.
Well, he has loads of videos of him confronting police. Like, he calls himself a CIA agent. He says he works for the CIA, and he goes and confronts police all the time.
Yeah,
it's very funny.
That's our recommendation of the week. And finally, because you have a song called Aliens Exist, and we were talking about aliens last week, Sean Sheridan thinks they exist, and I suppose we do too. And another man that I mentioned, Yuri Geller, well, I found another article about him. He's in The Sun because he has revealed that UFOs are real. NASA showed him an alien spacecraft, and he has been secretly contacting ET for years.
ET?
Years.
Yeah, ET from the film, or extraterrestrials in general?
I think he makes the case that ET is... we are communicating with ET, and he says that Obama, Trump, and Netanyahu all know it too. And he also what does he say about ET then?
It has to be extraterrestrial.
Yeah,
no way he genuinely thinks it's
little brown lad.
Someone's gonna break his heart. It's not real. It wasn't a real cast member.
Another sweet factor of this article is that he once had a heart-to-heart with Prince Philip about UFOs, and he said that Prince Philip, had an open mind towards extraterrestrial life and consciousness, universe and beyond. He said he believed UFOs to exist. I'm sure Prince Philip did, yes. And another thing about this Yuri Geller fella, I said last week that he predicts the wrong outcome of soccer matches. Well, he also bends spoons
with his mind.
Yeah.
Wow, who is this guy? How is he?
He was
famous?
on I'm a Celebrity a couple of years ago. He was on Late Show, Ben Spoons. He's on Abe, and he was on Yuri Geller. Have you never seen him?
No, I just came across him on Facebook.
Him and Michael Jackson were good friends. He was on I'm a Celebrity years ago.
What do you mean he bends spoons?
He gets spoons. He actually gets a spoon. He's like that, and the fucking things aren't bending. I've no idea how he does it.
I'd say that's real. Yeah.
I don't know.
Jay may be a skeptic.
Yeah.
On aliens, but the spoon benders, jeez, I don't trust them.
I think he actually explains how he does it.
It has to be just his thumbs. Very strong thumbs or something.
Yeah.
Does he show people the spoons before he does it?
Yeah, I think on the last one I seen him doing with someone, they gave him the actual spoon, didn't bring one out. I'm was it a prop spoon? Well, I can't remember he explained that he's not claiming magic. I think it's something to do with the area of the spoon or something like that. Something strange, and he seems like a bit of a weirdo. He seems like a bit of an odd one.
I think if you're friends with Michael Jackson, you're not really a very normal
Shouldn't
person.
be trusted around kids.
No.
Keep them separate.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson would definitely be friends with someone who bends spoons. You wouldn't question it,
how would you figure out that you could do that? That's the weirdest one.
Yeah, that's too much free time. Is what that is.
How does he have time to bend the spoons when he's talking to all the aliens? How does that make sense?
And what was it he said last week?
Last week, I think it just came up that Oh, he said that the Israeli, see, the US have said that there might be something, but it could just be the Russians. But Yuri's like, no, see, the Israelis have told me that it is the case. And now he's in the Sun saying that, no, I actually saw the UFOs with the NASA.
Isn't it mad that we don't care about aliens?
Yeah.
Like, we don't really care, but we know they're there now. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's fucking nice, guys. It's a big deal.
There's some sort
Plenty we're
of-
talking about.
And NASA gonna open.
Yeah, there's
files or
some
something,
sort
isn't
of
there? Some
bill
kind
that
of
got
something,
rolled
yeah.
in by Trump that they'll actually have to show everything that they have at some point.
I don't think they will. I'd be very surprised if they did.
Basically, we lied to you for years, and here's the videos.
And then you have other people that are the opposite scale. They think like Trump is a lizard person. You've seen all this? Like,
QAnon.
oh, it's crazy. Like they see it's viral on TikTok at the moment. Beyonce, when she's dancing on stage, and I hope someone put this in. But her face turns to a demon while she's shaking her head, and this is huge. Like everyone's like she's a lizard person. There's a whole side of like TikTok that like that's all that they do.
It's the adrenochrome, isn't it? Now they're fucking, they get the blood of the young and inject it into themselves. That's another QAnon thing.
Oh, that was on South Park.
Was it?
Yeah, South Park just put out an episode as well. But someone on TikTok had it was like, if this isn't proven it's real, and they're like, it's fucking South Park. Like, how does that prove it anyway it's real? Like,
We started with US politics, we're ending with US politics. I love it. It's brilliant. That's your some crack. I tell you, this has been a classic. It's almost a Joe Rogan vibe to it, in that, you know, we've just gone everywhere, and it's like four lads sitting around in Nolan Savannah.
no one's sure you know sit by himself.
I can't get in there. I get mobbed. Last ever Shield champion.
Well, best of luck with everything, lads. I think you're onto a winner because you've got the music, you've got the lyrics, and
Hopefully, as long as the academy goes well. We're
Yeah.
sitting at it should be like a good bit of music release. Get back on again on TikTok.
right,
Now as we kind of stepped away from that for a while as well.
you're going back.
No, it's
Raving it.
there should be a good bit of music at the end of the summer.
Brilliant. Right.
And where can you buy tickets for your
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster?
Yeah.
It's alright.
Brilliant. Will we get Liam done, will we?
Liam done, we'll get Liam.
Yeah, 1 second there. There he is. Do you want to pick page 1 to 286? Where would you go for, lads?
1 to 2 is 27.
27. Oh, yeah. I'd like to get you to read this, Phil, if that's all right.
Like to get who to read it.
Phil,
They're both Phil.
This time I won't be feeling. I'm not a very strong reader. What am I reading now?
Pick a line.
any line. Just
27. It is 27 I'm reading off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Things had happened so fast. Very few had seen the pitch. Get the line, and I nearly cracked a smile when I saw Tony's face. But quickly remembering my own troubles, I just dropped the head again. You know, how much am I supposed to read? I keep going.
Stop it, Brianna.
No, that's fine.
That's Jeez, I felt like I was in Carnegie all over again.
Lucky you didn't go for that one. She was so innocent, but I was delighted with the one.
You take off.
No, you can read that
No,
one.
I'm not reading that. Jesus
No,
Christ.
fuck that. That one will appear on TikTok in 2 years' time. Who is Liam Dunn?
Liam Dunn is Robbie's uncle. He was a Wexford hurler in '96 when they won.
I wouldn't mind having a look at that line there. What was it? Some very young one. Where is it?
It's on the bottom of the page.
She was so innocent, but I was delighted with the hug. To tell the truth, there wasn't too many others who wanted it one from me. It's always a bit of darkness there, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the darkness on the cover too. One more question, lads. What's life like in Ballythomas and Anna and Wales and North Wexford?
As well, why year did we moved out? Like, I'd seen there's a lot more houses and it was not quite when we used to live out there. Yeah,
We moved out there in
2008, I'd say, was it?
Yeah, about that.
Oh, you're in Tinahely now, are you?
Yeah, Tinahely
Yeah.
now.
Oh, sorry,
Do
you're in the metropolis.
you know where the Dine Cow is? Do you ever heard of the pub the Dine Cow?
No.
No.
Tiny little pub.
Yeah, it's maybe we're biased. It's a nice pub in Ireland.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Lovely.
fucking savage.
Rory from Mrs. Brown's place was down there last weekend.
No
we had
way.
a celebrity. It was lovely.
Tinahely's finest. Lads, keep doing what you're doing. You're a great crack. Best of luck,
Yeah,
Layzee
thanks,
Gold.
lads.
Cheers for
Thanks
having
for
us.
Having us.